Everyone, James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 17 Backpack Battles on the channel. Today, we are still using our Alola form Exeggutor team with Arcanine, Tapu Lele, Mimikyu, Hariyama, and Snorlax. Our opponent is rocking the team of Garchomp, Salamence, Tapu Lele, Arcanine, Nihilego, and Muck. So, other than Muck, I don't really see anything that really appreciates Trick Room, so I am kind of suspecting the Roar on Arcanine, which could be a bit of a nuisance. Oh man. So Double Dragon, very interesting. That's kind of hurtful for my Alola from Exeggutor though. Do I need it though? I don't think I might not need Trick Room for this game. I definitely want Mimikyu as a lead because Tapu Lele is just a huge threat. Nihilego is very scary though to deal with. Tapu Lele for sure. I think Snorlax can do very well against my opponent's team. And I think I'll bring Exeggutor. I really don't need Arcanine. Intimidate doesn't really help me unless it's physical Arcanine. The Muck. And Garchomp shouldn't be able to do too much damage unless it gets something like a Swords Dance up. So let's see how this battle is going to go. Very interested. So, Nihilego is a Pokemon that can carry Taunt, so is the Muck, so I'm going to have to be wary of what I decide to do. I don't exactly have to go for my Never-Ending Nightmare into Tapu Lele unless my opponent leads it, which my opponent doesn't, so we're going to see Muck and Salamence lead against my Tapu Lele and Mimikyu. So this is pretty solid for me, I think. The Intimidate is going to activate from my opponent's side, for sure. And the Psychic Surge will activate. I don't know my opponent wants to just... I kind of want that free switch into Snorlax. I don't know the Salamence will protect, but I'm kind of fine if it does. I think my best play here is just to go for a Trick Room if possible, and I will just fire off a Moonblast into the Salamence. I think Trick Room is pretty fine here. My opponent doesn't have... What? 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 Double Edge. This isn't Mega Salamence. And that looks like bandit damage. That double edge did a lot. Jeez. Okay. We're gonna see the knockoff into Mimikyu, which is fine. Disguise is gonna break. But not a big deal. We get the Trick Room up, and now I need to... I was kind of hoping my opponent would just knock out the Tapu Lele, so I could get the free switch into Snorlax and set up the Belly Drum as quick as possible. Let's see what my opponent decides to bring in instead. What? Double Edge Arcanine? That looked like banded Double Edge Arcanine. What the heck, man? What do you run on that? Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Fly? I don't know. Garchomp's gonna come out, which is fine. I could probably just play rough the Garchomp right here. I could go for a Z move as well, but I don't think the Z move knocks it out. So I'll double up on the Garchomp because I really want that free switch to my Snorlax. And Snorlax can beat the Muck easily, so I'm kind of fine with sacking Mimikyu and possibly, well, I'm fine sacking Tapu Lele. I'm not sure Mimikyu will go down unless my opponent goes for a Tectonic Rage. I feel like that's the only thing that can knock my Mimikyu out. And it's not Bandit Garchomp. We already confirmed that with the Salamence. That double edge did way too much. So we're going to see the knockoff, and then we'll target down to Tapu Lele. So Tapu Lele will go down completely fine. Getting rid of my Life Orb. Play rough. We'll connect with the Garchomp. And do about half, actually. That's a lot less than I expected. Rough Skin will activate. Let's see what the Garchomp decides to go for. Rock Slide is going to be my opponent's choice of attack. Very interesting. But I like my position here. I can get on my Snorlax, set up the Belly Drum. My opponent really can't do anything. Maybe Tectonic Rage, I guess, into Snorlax. I feel like we would be able to live that somehow, though. So I'll go for my Play Rough into the Garchomp, and I think I'll just go for that Belly Drum right here. My opponent can't stop me. Knockoff won't come out fast enough to knock off my Figy Berry, and I can always just keep recycling. We're actually going to see the Muck switch out for some reason. That's perfect. Arcanine, oh, Arcanine's going to come in. Okay. So going to get the Intimidate off onto my Mimikyu to prevent me from knocking out this Garchomp. This Garchomp's actually pretty bulky. That Play Rough did nothing. but we're going to get a free Belly Drum up basically. And if the player connects, we are able to put Garchomp in range where Giga Drain should be able to pick up the KO. So my position looks fine from here. Nice, and we heal back all the way to full. And Tectonic Rage is definitely not knocking out my Snorlax. And yeah, that player up does a good amount. Lowers the attack even, very unfortunate for my opponent because, well, it depends on what my opponent decides to do. It is going to be the Z move and it is going to target down, I would assume it would be the Snorlax. Unless my opponent really wants to get rid of Mimikyu, but I don't think that would be the case. Tectonic Rage is going to come out and it should be my Snorlax. Yeah. So unfortunate attack drop, but I don't think the Tectonic Rage would have knocked me out either way. Oh yeah, that Tectonic Rage wasn't going to knock me out. I guess if it's Life Orb Arcanine with E-Speed, he could have knocked me out. How many turns of Trick Room do we have left? We have 2. Okay, so we have 2 turns of Trick Room. Protect can stall out one of them. I think the best play is to go for a Z move here. Never Ending Nightmare into the Garchomp in case it wants to protect his stall, and I'll just return the Arcanine. I could recycle here, but I don't want to risk like Arcanine just going for like something like a close combat into the Snorlax and pick up the knockout, because then I would probably lose to the Arcanine, to be honest. So I don't want to risk anything. Gonna go straight for the return. Gonna go for the Never Ending Nightmare. I'm not gonna risk hitting Play Rough into the Garchomp, especially when I don't really need my Z move in this game. I don't think Z Trick Room is gonna be set up. Nice, we're gonna see the Garchomp protect as well. So this is perfect. As let's see what my opponent decides to do. The return will come out and knock out the Arcanine, and we should be able to get a double KO here. As we're going to activate the Never Ending Nightmare with our Mimikyu. This does go through Protect. It should be able to pick up the knockout. I would assume it would be. If it doesn't, I'll actually be very upset. Mimikyu, please do work. So we're going to put this Garchomp in basically a Dark Void position, and unfortunately, this is one Nightmare. It's not going to be able to wake up. That was pathetic. I honestly thought it would have done at least a bit more. I thought it would have at least been able to pick up the knockout. Muck is going to come out. Not much my opponent can really do, though. I still think Shadow Claw... Oh boy, this can be a tough position. I think Shadow Claw is the play. And return, but the problem is if Garchomp gets a double protect, but I'm not sure Muck would carry protect. It's kind of weird to predict this opponent because the double edge set was already kind of weird. I think I'm just gonna go for a safe play, return and Shadow Claw. I am risking the Garchomp getting double protect. Muck is gonna get the protect. If Garchomp doesn't get a protect, we win. Nice, okay, we win. So it would have been recycle, would have been the best play, and if my opponent wasn't like Bandit Salamence, which caught me off guard, I would have definitely went for the recycle, but it was too hard to predict from this opponent, because I have no idea what sets my opponent is running. So nice, Trick Room disappears, the weirdness disappears, not like it matters, and I can go for a, I think Protect Trick Room is fine. I think Trick Room returns safe. I think I'll just Protect Trick Room here, because if he targets down Mimikyu, I get a free switch into Alola from Exeggutor anyway. But we're just going to see the forfeit from my opponent, which makes sense. I mean, to be honest, Snorlax did win the game anyway. I just want it to be safe. And win the game with return, because I don't know if my opponent had like Gunk Shot Muck and it was like Life. Well, it wasn't Life Orb because we already confirmed it. It wasn't Life Orb. But still, never to... It's never to be bad to be safe. Unless my opponent had Curse. I guess Curse could have done something. But I don't think you're living a +5 return either way. So let's find another battle. This team, I'm hoping that Alola from Exeggutor does show off the work. I would really love it. This is the lower ladder. Come on. I want Alola from Exeggutor to shine. We're going to find Black from Costa Rica with a 15-18 rating. With the team of Muck, Garchomp, Celesteela, Tapu Koko, Arcanine, and Gastrodon. Very, very standard team with Muck. Let's see. How do I want to approach this game? That's the question. Tapu Koko can carry Taunt, which is a bit annoying. Dazzling Gleam's a bit annoying. Yes, so many counters to Exeggutor, it's kind of a shame. I think I do want to go the Belly Drum route. Yeah, Belly Drum Route does look pretty safe. The question is, what do I want to have with the Belly Drum Route? So Exeggutor plus Hariyama, I think, is a very safe lead. I think Snorlax and Tapu Lele. Yeah, because I think I'm going to need Tapu Lele to handle the... I'm going to need Tapu Lele to handle the Koko. Unfortunately, this team is... Well, what I'm bringing is really weak to Celesteela. So that's something I have to be wary of. But let's see how this is going to go. I could see something Celesteela lead. Maybe just Koko Garchomp would be pretty safe for my opponent as well. Arcanine Tapu Koko. Alright. Ooh. I don't know if my opponent carries the Roar. That's the problem. Because this looks like a very, very big Roar setup for my opponent. Citrus Berry and Arcanine and Focus Sash on Koko. Okay. So he's not Life Orb on Koko, which means I think I'll get a... Since he's not Life Orb, I'm not really scared of the Dazzling Gleam as much as I would be. I think Trick Room is fine with the Z Trick Room. And let's go for the Fake Out into Arcanine, because I'm assuming Roar is going to be on the set. And but it could be Taunt Koko. But Taunt Koko doesn't really stop the Trick Room from going up. So I guess I'm fine with this play no matter what. Yeah, we're just going to see the Dazzling Gleam come out. And Hariyama and Exeggutor are going to take it fine. That does a bit more to Hariyama than I would have liked. But we're guaranteed the Trick Room, and then we can get this Sleep Powder guaranteed off. Yeah, so I couldn't tell, unfortunately, if the Arcanine was going for Roar in that situation, but we will get the Z Trick Room up. So nice. And now we have 4 turns of Trick Room to abuse. Now, unfortunately, I don't feel like we're going to get a very solid positioning with this Trick Room. Just because Celesteela is very likely to be in the back. And I'm going to have to be Force Spring on my Tapu Lele if I want to start Sleep Powdering. So I'm going to switch on my Hariyama and go for the Sleep Powder into the Arcanine. As much as I could Sleep Powder the Koko, I don't really see it as a threat too much. And I really want to get rid of Arcanine. Maybe I could get another Trick Room up later in the game. Tapu Koko is highly likely to protect here just to preserve its Sash. So it'll be questionable. Also, if this Arcanine carries Roar, they don't always carry Protect. So a Sleep Powder should be guaranteed on the Arcanine if it carries Roar. So that's why I want to make this play. Get into Tapu Lele, who's going to change the terrain. So we have the Psychic Terrain that is up. So no Protect coming out from my opponent. Sleep Powder is going to connect with the Arcanine. And let's see what this Tapu Koko went for. Probably just another Dazzling Gleam. Yep, it's going to be the Dazzling Gleam, which is fine by me. And I think I could start setting up Calm Minds. The problem is that my opponent can bring out the Celesteela here. I kind of just want to go for a Giga Drain Psychic into the Tapu Koko. If I were my opponent, to be honest, I would switch out Arcanine to Celesteela if you have it. And then protect Koko. Do I really want to risk that, though? I guess I could Sleep Powder the Koko and switch onto my Snorlax and try setting up Belly Drum. I actually think I'm fine with that. I already got rid of the terrain, which is what I needed, and I can keep Tapu Lele healthy. So no switch out from Arcanine, it looks like. Unless this is fast Arcanine, we will get Snorlax in. Oh, we are going to see Arcanine withdraw. And it will be Celesteela. I could have capitalized off that, though. It is going to be the Protect. So we did call that right, but I did Sleep Powder into the Tapu Koko, which is a bit unfortunate, because I could have got the most solid positioning from getting the knockout Celesteela. But I guess I can just Sleep Powder the Celesteela and just Belly Drum up to be safe. Koko might want to switch out. Maybe Arcanine will come back in just to get Intimidates. Maybe he thinks I'm Curselax, but I will just go for the Belly Drum right here. And I want to Sleep Powder Celesteela to prevent it from getting a free sub or something. We are going to see Koko withdraw, so this is very nice. We're going to see the Arcanine come in. Excellent. Excellent. And I believe Arcanine has only taken 1 turn of guaranteed sleep. So we're going to get the Sleep Powder into the Celesteela, and we're going to get a free Belly Drum. So this is pretty perfect. As we are going to get the belly drum up. The problem is Exeggutor is pretty low, and I believe there's one more turn of Trick Room. I wish Trick Room would have ended this turn, because then I could probably set up another Trick Room here. Celestia is going to take its guaranteed turn of sleep. And yeah, there's another turn of Trick Room left. Yeah. Maybe I Giga Drain my own Snorlax. That's not really necessary though. I'll just double attack the Arcanine, I guess. There's not really much merit into doing anything else. Because I want to pick up knockouts straight away. This Arcanine can carry Roar, so I kind of want to prevent that. It's nice. We get to heal back a whole... Wow, that 14 HP actually. And we're going to get the return off, and this will be able to pick up the knockout on the Arcanine. So Arcanine will go down. A critical hit. Should not matter. It's +6. And Celestia is going to take its second turn of sleep. So nice. The Trick Room is going to return to normal. And now Coco should be coming back out. And now this is where things start getting scary. Sash Coco is actually a bit annoying. Muck is going to be the one coming out actually. So I am kind of fine with this. Yeah, I'm kind of fine with this actually. Probably a Trick Room, to be honest, is safe. I kind of want to keep Exeggutor around and get another Trick Room off for Snorlax to sweep, because I think Exeggutor can live the Heavy Slam again. So maybe I'll just protect Exeggutor here and go for the return into Muck, because I think you have to knock out the Exeggutor here. I don't think you can afford to waste a protect on Muck, especially if you don't know the Heavy Slam is going to be able to knock out the Exeggutor or not. Celestia is going to wake up and Leech Seed my Snorlax, which is fine because I always have the recycle option available to me. Poison Jab is going to go into the Exeggutor, nice, and we will get this return off, and it will be able to do a lot of damage and pick up the knockout onto Muck. Excellent. Unfortunately, the Celesteela has set up, but this isn't too bad as well. The question is if Exeggutor lives the Heavy Slam. That's a very important question. Tapu Koko should be the one that's coming out. Yep. And he has to go for Dazzling Gleam, and I think either Heavy Slam or Substitute would be the play. I guess I can go out into my Tapu Lele and go for the return into the Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko is forced to attack here. That's what I like about Trick Room. You're forced to attack the Trick Room turns if your opponent's just putting out too much offensive pressure on the field. So we're going to get Tapu Lele in here, and hopefully the Tapu Koko does attack. Yep. Actually going to be straight for the Thunderbolt into Snorlax, which is fine because of that electric terrain. Wow, we take that like a champ. But then again, it's not Life Orb or terrain boosted. Heavy Slam's going to come out. Pathetic. Pathetic. Because we're going to get the return off, and Tapu Koko will hang on to its Focus Sash. And I'm really liking our position here, because now I threaten the Tapu Koko with a heavy attack, with a Psychic as well. So I can go for the Psychic into Koko and just recycle. Although Koko might be highly inclined to protect, this play is safe because he has to double target my Snorlax to be able to pick up the knockout. And if I knock out the Koko, I do really well against my opponent's team. So nice, he's just going to attack. Great. We're going to see the Thunderbolt come out. And we're going to get the Psychic off. So Koko is going to go down, and let's see what the Celesteela is going to be able to do. Takes the Life Orb damage, as Heavy Slam will come out. Will it target my Lele or my Snorlax? It's going to be the Tapu Lele, so the Tapu Lele is going to go down. However, my Snorlax is free to get that recycle off. Beast Boost will activate and gain a Special Defense Rise. Kind of what I assumed, because we were not seeing a very, very offensive Heavy Slam coming out onto my Snorlax. So that Figy Bear is going to heal us up way, way too nicely. Go into Exeggutor and get that Trick Room up. I don't know if my opponent will go for the Heavy Slam into Exeggutor, or just Heavy Slam my Snorlax and try to get rid of it. It is leftover Celesteela, so at least we find that much out. go for the Trick Room, and I think a return will be just fine. Or just Recycle. I think I'll go for Recycle because it's a more solid play. It'll allow me to Belly Drum if I have to switch out Snorlax. As we see the Heavy Slam come out, target down the Exeggutor like it should, but we should be able to live that. Excellent. Get that Recycle off. I guess the best play would have been to go into Hariyama, to be honest, as Trick Room will be set up. I don't know if the Celesteela wants to protect this turn to stall out any Trick Room, but I do want to just Sleep Powder the Celesteela, as we will munch that Figy Berry, and we're back up to almost near full. Nice. Psychic Terrain has one more turn. I think I'll go for the Sleep Powder. I feel like I have to risk the Sleep Powder. And I'll go out into my Hariyama, and I think I'm going to try to Belly Drum up. Oh, we're actually going to see the match forfeit, and my opponent definitely could have won that, so not sure what my opponent was thinking, but nice, we do take a win. My opponent definitely could have won. Celesteela is like that kind of Pokemon that's able to win 1v3s. It's highly possible, and I had to still rely on the Sleep Powder and getting the Belly Drum up. I had to hope that he got 2 turns of sleep there. The best play there was to switch out Snorlax and go out into Hariyama and then go into Exeggutor, but I would have still had to risk hitting the Sleep Powder either way, which is a bit unfortunate, but we do take that win there, and Alola Farm Exeggutor was able to put in the work in that battle. It's really hard to fight Celesteela with this team though. Snorlax doesn't exactly fare the best matchup against Celesteela, so that's something that's difficult about this team. Are so from the United States with 1661. We faced this guy so many times on Mousepot. What is this, the 3rd, 4th time? We're going to see the team of Arcanine, Kartana, Tapu Fini with Smeargle, Snorlax, and Tapu Lele. Very interesting team. This is extremely weird, to be honest. Like, weird is the word I think I would describe it as. I think we have a pretty solid matchup with our Snorlax and our Mimikyu. Mimikyu and Snorlax looks like a very, very good pair against my opponent's team. Kartana could be a bit of a threat. And it's kind of annoying that we're going to see the Tapu Fini because that means Sleep Powder isn't going to be effective. So Mimikyu and Snorlax will definitely be the best option. I don't want to lead though, that's the question. I could just lead Mimikyu plus Arcanine, I think. Arcanine could be pretty solid. Exeggutor could be pretty solid. Tapu Lele just fires off powerful psychics. I don't want to Belly Drum up with my Hariyama, and I don't think Hariyama is that great in this game. It does hit Snorlax, don't get me wrong, but the Belly Drum Snorlax is better. So I'll just go with my Snorlax, and I want the Arcanine, even though it doesn't do that well against my opponent's team, specifically for that Mimikyu. And I can roar out if my opponent decides to set up with his Snorlax, or it's like a Calm Mind Fini. So let's see how my opponent will react to Tapu Lele and Mimikyu. Hopefully no Kartana lead. It's going to be Tapu Lele Smeargle, so very interesting lead for my opponent. My opponent's Tapu Lele is going to set up the Psychic Surge first. That means there is no chance of terrain coming up. I'm not sure if it's going to be like some kind of Scarf Smeargle with Spore, but I'll gladly go for a Calm Mind and Taunt into the Smeargle. I feel like that's the safest play. Unless my opponent decides to switch out Tapu Lele into Kartana. We're going to see the King Shield actually, which is fine by me because I did go for the Taunt into that slot. So that, most likely assuming Mental Herb. And it is Scar Tapu Lele, we just confirmed it. So nice, we get a free Calm Mind up and we get the free Taunt off into Smeargle. So let's see. Taunt into Smeargle. Let's see if it's Mental Herb or not. It's not Mental Herb, perfect. And we're able to get this nice Calm Mind up. And Tapu Lele looks like it's going to be putting in some work this game. Moody's going to activate, and it's going to get the Evasion Rise and the Special Attack Fall. Not fun, but Smeargle might be inclined to switch out since they don't really have attacking moves. What can my opponent really switch into? Not much for a Psychic, to be honest. And I feel like I can just go for the Never Ending Nightmare into Tapu Lele. I'm surprised my opponent risked his Tapu Lele like that. But I can pick up the knockout this turn. We're going to see the Smeargle withdraw, maybe into Snorlax or Figy. Kartana is actually going to be one, and that's not really a safe switch-in. A Psychic's going to come out. This is Scarf Psychic, and we should be at the limit. Mimikyu has high special defense. Yeah, perfect. We're going to get this Never Ending Nightmare off, and it will target down the Tapu Lele, so this is excellent. So we're going to surround ourselves with the Z power and unleash our full force, which is going to be that Never Ending Nightmare. This will be able to pick up the knockout into the Tapu Lele 100%. Nice. Your Smeargle puts us in the Never Ending Nightmare, pal. You should know how it feels. And we're going to get this Life or +1 Psychic. If this is Assault Vest, don't know if it can take it. That looks like Assault Vest. Because Sash would have definitely been brought down to Sash if it was carrying Focus Sash. So it's definitely Assault Vest. Smeargle is going to come back out. That's completely fine. I do like our position a lot here because I can go out into my Arcanine. I do have the safety goggles, so he cannot Spore that slot. I do not want him to get a Beast Boost, and I will just protect my Tapu Lele here just to make sure my opponent cannot get that Beast Boost safely. So going out into Arcanine right here, gonna get this Intimidate off. Into the Kartana. I kind of wish I knew if I could live to Smart Strike at -1. This is a bit of a bulky Tapu Lele, but I still don't know. As we protect there, we're going to see the Follow Me actually come out from the Smeargle. So what is this Kartana going to do? I would assume Leaf Blade or Smart Strike. Night Slash actually. Okay, fair play. Moody's going to activate, going to get a Speed Rise, an Invasion Fall. Well, I'm going to Flamethrower the Kartana since I know it's Assault Vest, and I'm going to switch out to my Snorlax. Snorlax can take damage because it's fine, because it can always recycle up later in the game. We could see another Follow Me. I feel like my opponent's forced to follow me, or go for the Spore and risk it onto Arcanine. He did get the Speed Rise. I wonder if this is like minimum speed Smeargle to help out with Trick Room, since my opponent's team doesn't really like Trick Room too much. We're going to see the King Shield from Smeargle actually, so this is perfect. We're probably going to see a Smart Strike and target down Snorlax. Yep. Excellent. So nice. Snorlax able to eat that up. We will get the Flamethrower off, and this will target down this Kartana, and Kartana will go down. Excellent. I feel like I've been saying excellent a lot in the video, but it really is excellent. As we're going to see an Attack Rise and a Accuracy Fall. That's actually pretty handy. So Tapu Fini should be my opponent's last Pokemon, if I'm not mistaken. Snorlax actually, so I could Will-O-Wisp this Pokemon, and I will 100% go for Will-O-Wisp. I do have the safety goggles once again, so I'm fine going for the Will-O-Wisp. And I guess I'll just return the Smeargle. I don't really mind too much. Follow Me is probably my opponent's best play. We're going to see the King Shield, and he gets the double actually. So he's going to get a -2 onto my Snorlax, but I do burn my opponent's Snorlax, which is great. I don't know what kind of Snorlax this is, so if it's Curselax, that's fine by me, but if it's Belly Drum, that's a bit more annoying to deal with. It is Belly Drum. And it looks like it's minimum speed, since I think my Snorlax was able to outspeed it, so I think we're having a speed tie here. I kind of just want to double protect, but I do want to attack the Smeargle because I want to get rid of the Smeargle on the field. Once Smeargle... Accuracy Rise. No. Speed Falls. What's its stats? It's at +1 speed. Oh, that's a bit bad. I'll go for the Flamethrower though into Smeargle, and I'll go for the return into Smeargle. I need to get rid of the Smeargle, really. So we're going to see the Follow Me actually come out, and that's great because if I'm able to knock out the Smeargle, it's a great. It's just fantastic for me, to be honest, because then I can double target with my Lele and my own Pokemon. So this is a -2 return. It is Smeargle, not able to pick up the knockout, and High Horsepower actually going to be coming out, targeting down my Arcanine. So okay, Arcanine goes down. I think I'll bring out Tapu Lele here. As Attack Rises and Accuracy Falls, so it's back to neutral accuracy. Kind of want to go out into Mimikyu, to be honest. Do I want to go into Mimikyu? Or do I go out into Tapu Lele? Okay, let me think here. If I go into Mimikyu, I can Taunt. Yeah, I'm gonna go out into Mimikyu. This is such a hard game. I was really hoping my opponent would be Snorlax, because that's usually a Trick Room counter. What if this is like some kind of weird Smeargle with like Transform? I definitely want to Taunt the Smeargle because it can't protect. And I guess I'll return the Smeargle as well, in case it doesn't decide to protect. We're gonna see to follow me, so okay. This is interesting. Snorlax looks like it only has single target moves. We're gonna get the Taunt off. Great. And wow, we're winning every single speed tie. Yeah, we're actually winning every single speed tie, which is nice. Smeargle goes down, and the return will target down my Snorlax. Great, actually. I get the free switch into top. Snorlax, you monster! You monster! Oh, I love you. We're able to live a plus. Well, it is burned, actually. No, I shouldn't have said that. It is burned. I think I can go for a play rough here, and I think I can just go for a recycle, because we might be able to live another return. And I don't have protect on Mimikyu to stall it out, and I don't want to waste a turn here. We're going to get to play rough, and that does a significant amount, actually. And we will recycle our berry. Are we not minimum speed Smeargle? Because I mean Snorlax, because I feel like we've been winning every single speed tie. High horsepower is going to come out into the Mimikyu, and that will be able to pick up the knockout. However, we now get our free switch into Tapu Lele. Psychic's going to do a lot in Psychic terrain with this burn here. So let's go out into our Tapu Lele. Click Psychic. And return. Psychic Search will activate. The moment of truth is here. I can just protect too. I think that's actually a better play because I get to because high horsepower, belly drum. What if he's recycle? That's a big question. Actually, no. I don't want to risk a recycle set in case it does have it. I'll just go for a Psychic Return because that combined with the burn should be able to pick up the knockout. I thought I clicked Psychic. Oh no. This could be bad. If Moonblast didn't almost just pick up the knockout on that Snorlax, and we win in large speed. I'm not sure what's happening because I feel like I shouldn't be winning this many speed ties with Snorlax unless I'm not minimum speed for some reason. But we are able to pick up a win against Arcel, and that is a 3-0. And I'm talking about we won 3 battles today. At least I'm pretty sure we won 3 battles today in today's episode. But I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode no matter what. If you people want to check out the team, it's in the description down below. Very happy if this was a 3-0. If it wasn't, I'm probably going to put like a caption saying that I was sad. You people can check out the previous episodes in the playlist down below in the description, as well as follow my social medias, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon. I'm pretty busy lately due to school, but I will be making sure to come up with some new content, especially next week since I'm off from school. I'm definitely recording a lot of videos during that week, so look forward to it. I will be streaming as well that weekend. Not weekend, week. But otherwise, I'll see you around in another video.